Welcome to the National School Library Standards NU, a topic you have seen before, but this one has some differences. In 2018, AASL brought out the National School Library Standards for learners, school librarians, and school libraries. As with anything new, there were the early adopters who enthusiastically embraced them, the followers who attended workshops and began integrating them, and the laggards who resisted the change. I have been through several iterations of the AASL standards over the years and remember a similar pattern in the past. When IP2, Information Power Building Partnerships, was replaced by the Standards for the 21st Century Learner in 2007, many didn't like the change. It was radically different in design and approach. On the surface, the resistance is odd. The National School Library Standards has many similarities to the old standards. Both speak to learners rather than students. The 4 standards have become the 4 domains, which, coupled with the 6 shared foundations, are the competencies to be addressed in your work with students. But there is an elephant in the room. It's the price tag. What is being resisted is the cost. I agree it is steep. I can offer the argument that it combines what were 3 different books in the last iteration and is far longer than the old 3 combined. But it is still expensive. Some even argue that AASL should provide its standards for free, as do other organizations. But that argument hasn't been raised in the past, and I have had to buy each of the 5 standards I have worked with over the years. We can't hold on to previous standards just because we don't think the cost is justified. Along with the standards for the 21st century learners, these 3 tech tools were the hottest ones and were launched in the same year, 2007. The iPhone, the very first Kindle, and the Apple Store. While they're still around, they're no longer around in those formats, and you can't continue to use the old standards either. I have a solution. It's not perfect, but it will give you resources you can use to abandon the old standards once and for all and incorporate the new ones into your practices. If you haven't done so already, download this 8-page AASL Standards Framework for Learners. You can find it at the bit.ly link or at standards.aasl.org. It has our common beliefs as well as a 2-page sheet that has all the competencies for each of the 4 domains as they are expressed through the 6 shared foundations. I'm not going into detail on this as I'm assuming that most of you have already downloaded it. I have discussed this portal several times in my bookmark articles. It's a site you should, well, bookmark. While there are things to buy, never in my memory has AASL given away so much free materials in connection with the current standards. For now, I want to highlight the free resources you can use. Check on the Resources tab, and from there select Materials. These checklists are a 3-page download designed to evaluate the school librarian and school library at the building and district levels, identifying what they should be doing for each of the 6 shared foundations. It is a resource for you to help focus your teaching, and it's also a resource you can share with your principal. It's a means for advocating for support so that you can achieve these learning competencies for your students and to help your teachers. As you can see from the screenshot, the National School Library Standards have been crosswalked with 4 other important standards, and more are to come. If your school is a future-ready school, share how our national standards are aligned with theirs. Do the same with ISTE standards if they are important in your school. Talk with science teachers about the crosswalk with the new generation science standards, and tech teachers with Code with Google CS First curriculum. The integrated frameworks are not free. I've been showing you first the free ones, but this is one you might like to buy. It's $24. The advantage here is that it shows the shared foundations with each of the domains in all 3 areas of the standards: Learner, which you have from the frameworks that you downloaded for free, School Librarian, and School Library. This is the app, which is available only from the Apple Store or Google Play, and it's $19.99. With the app, you can search all the AASL standards frameworks by shared foundations or keyword search. You can easily compare domains and competencies across learners, school librarians, and school libraries. You can record and edit personal notes within the app, and you can share your notes via email with yourself or your colleagues. So it's time to get rid of the elephant in the room. You now have ways to integrate the current standards. I say current on purpose. They aren't new anymore. You can integrate these into your teaching. But as a professional, you really should buy the book. I have one more solution. Join ALA AASL. You need to be an ALA member in order to join AASL. The first year membership is $136. As an AASL member, the National School Library Standards is $99 rather than $199. This way, you get the National School Library Standards, and for an additional $35, you have a 1-year membership in ALA AASL. It's a bargain. If you have any questions about AASL or the standards, please feel free to contact me. Meanwhile, start using the National School Library Standards. All 3 areas: learners, school libraries, and school librarians. Thank you.